Hello, I'm Noreen Burke, owner of Call Clutter Fairy Home Organizing, and this is my YouTube channel, The Crafty Organizer. If you're new, welcome, and if you're returning, it's so nice to see you again. I just want to jump right into today's video because I'm really excited about sharing it with you. I do want to mention two quick things. Number one, I wasn't sure which design I wanted to do, and I ended up doing both of them, but I'll explain why in the video. But the other thing I want to mention is I did this entire look, as you saw in the title, for under $20. These tiles were 99 cents each. They are 6 inches by 36 inches, and I'm going to redo my kitchen with them. They are waterproof, which is amazing. They're vinyl, they're really durable. I've already taken a knife to one of them because I wanted to see how durable they were. And it did leave a teeny tiny little scratch, but quite honestly, when I set it out, I couldn't even see the scratch. So normally I wouldn't take a large sharp knife and hack at a counter like this. So I think they're gonna hold up really well. The thing I'm trying to decide is if I want to make a countertop out of them, which I would really love. The grout on here is pretty bad. I've disliked it for a long time. I've scrubbed it, I've repainted it, and it just gets nasty again. So if you're new to my channel, you don't know that I'm a renter, so I'm pretty limited on what I can do to this. And this is the original kitchen from 1940. So it has had a lot of love and a lot of wear. And there's only so much I can do to it cosmetically without investing a lot of money on something that isn't mine. So these tiles are going to be what I cosmetically fix my kitchen with. So if I don't choose to do the counter, which is kind of where I'm leaning right now, I might put them as a backsplash. Now, I spent a couple of hours yesterday looking on YouTube to find other videos talking about this. And surprisingly, I couldn't find any. I found a couple talking about the vinyl squares, but not using floor tiles. So if you've done something like this before, leave me a comment. I'm very eager to see. I did see some people do floor tiles on walls to give a good rustic look. And the one thing they all said consistently was that these are awesome on floors, but they don't necessarily stick when there's gravity involved. So I'm gonna have to see how that would work if I do choose to do the backsplash. The reason I'm trying to add some color is this kitchen is all white, which is pretty, except the decor that I love is also white. So nothing ever pops out, and it always just, I don't know, looks boring to me. This also matches the coffee bar that I made, which I really love. I have always loved the wood with white. I was looking through some notes I had in the 80s from things I wanted in my home when I got one, and nothing has changed except for how I like to accessorize. So let's get started. This is probably the easiest material I have worked with. All you need to do is score it and snap it, and it breaks super clean. There literally isn't a difference between the manufactured edge and the cut edge. If you have a narrow piece, it's hard to bend, so just use a pair of pliers to bend it and it snaps right off. This is really easy material to work with. Now, if you have an area that's a little bit more intricate, you can easily cut this with scissors. I would just recommend not using your good scissors, your craft scissors, your fabric scissors, because the adhesive does stick onto the blades. So I can already tell that some of the spots on here, because this is a 1940s house, so where the tile is not completely level on the counter, we're going to have interesting little dips. So I'm going to have to think of something. Hot glue won't work. It'll immediately lift up from the ceramic tile, but I don't want this to be absolutely permanent either. So I might try some sort of caulking to go underneath so that I can seal it off, but it's easy enough to pull up with a little bit of effort. So we'll have to see how that goes. So this little piece was kind of a interesting piece to cut. I just used my square though to line up those pieces, and it was pretty easy to cut. So I scored it with the X-Acto knife first, and then
I just cut this little notch straight with my scissors and it worked just fine. So I'm sailing through this pretty quickly. I just want to show you some of the things I'm doing. It was more figuring out the visual of where I wanted things to intersect and if I wanted the grain of the wood to go certain ways. So once I got to this point, I really had to ask myself an honest question. Was this the look I wanted? And was I happy with the white trim of the ceramic tile and the unevenness? Update. Okay, I actually didn't like them at all. I thought it looked kind of strange. It didn't have that rustic, butcher block top like I was hoping it would. So I'm abandoning that idea and going back to sticking them on the wall. I have found that if you tap it with a mallet, it almost makes the adhesive almost, softer so that it absorbs into the crevices. This has been up for about 10 minutes so far and nothing has fallen down, knock on fake wood. So I'm going to keep trying that. I'm trying to reuse the pieces that I've already cut so I'm not wasting too much. Okay, I'm trying to get around the windowsill here, so I'm going to go ahead and use this little tool again and hope that this helps me. Okay, I think that's it. There we go. So if I transfer my measurement like that and cut, it should fit. It worked! Awesome! And now I just need to cut off this little extra here where the tile starts to round. Yay! Ba-ba-ba. Oh, it's so cute! Yay! Yay, 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 yay. Okay, lovely. We're gonna keep going. Alexa, resume rockin' tunes. If you watched my under the sink organizing video, you know that this cabinet is bizarre because this is dead. These pipes go down, but then there's this false wall behind here as well underneath. And I don't know what's in here. It's bizarre. So I have to somehow cut around all of these things to get this vinyl on there. Starting over really wasn't that big of a deal because this material was so easy to work with. Really, the issue was trying to make the pieces I had already cut fit. Thankfully, the backsplash was the lesser material, which is why I opted to start with the bottom first. Otherwise, I would have absolutely lost a lot more material. If you have a spot that you're having difficulty with, do this carefully, but you can use your X-Acto knife or a paring knife that you have extra to whittle down and really fine-tune a cut, but please be careful. As you can see, I'm using that tool again that I had in one of my previous videos just to transfer some of these more intricate cuts, and it really did make the job so much easier. I don't know how I would have done it without that tool. For the adhesive, this is just super glue, and it's more of a gel, and I got it from the Dollar Tree along with this caulking, and this made it look so much more finished, you guys. While I was at it, went ahead and dug out all the old icky caulk from my sink, and it has absolutely transformed my kitchen. So I need to go back and clean up just a couple of spots where there was a thicker caulking, but once it's completely dry, I can go in and color it, and I have found that these floor markers, once again at the dollar store, really help blend in any of the seams where it was a little bit uneven or where their caulking had to be filled in because I couldn't get that space taken care of. So these floor markers are a godsend. So here it is, all finished. There are a couple of areas I think I might go back and fine tune, but that's me just being a perfectionist. But all in all, I think this turned out beautifully. I am so happy that I don't have to worry about water damaging it. I think the area where I struggled behind the sink here actually turned out so much better than I ever expected. I think it really adds some warmth to the kitchen, and it allows me to have that farmhouse look I so desperately wanted. So here's how the cost broke down. I ended up using 12 of those planks at $1.49 a piece, which came to $17.88. I spent another $1 for this super glue, which again, it says it's just a fix-all adhesive, but it came out like a gel, which was fantastic. So using these on the ceramic tiles will allow it to still pop off pretty cleanly, but it holds really well. So this morning when I got up, there were only 2 little pieces that popped off, and I didn't use the adhesive on them because I thought they wedged in tightly enough, but I was wrong. So if you do this, and please, please, please make sure that you know what surface you're putting it on. Because these were a ceramic tile, I knew that this type of adhesive wouldn't actually be absorbed into it. It's not a porous material, so I can pop this off. And I can also use a straight edge razor to just scrape off anything that does stick after I'm done with this. So $17.88 for the tiles, $1 for this glue, $1 for the caulk, and I was done. I think this look is absolutely above what a $20 look should be. So please leave me a comment below. Let me know what you think. Is this something that you would like to try? There's a couple of other things now that I'm thinking of using with the extra pieces I have. I bought 18 pieces total, and I now have 6 to take back. But now I'm thinking, where else can I use them? So I can't wait to hear your comments on this. On this channel, I love doing organization tips for you, DIYs, upcycles, and crafts. I did a sign not too long ago about a home sign that had interchangeable things on it, and I did a giveaway. So if you're not a subscriber, take a second to hit subscribe so that you'll be notified when I put up videos like this and the next time I do a giveaway. But for right now, I'd like to announce who is getting the very first kit for the interchangeable O sign. And the winner is Diane Thurman. I can't believe there were 280 submissions for this giveaway. I am beyond blown away. So I'm so sad I don't have more of these to give away, but I have been checking into putting together a kit so that I can sell these to you, and I am trying to make this as inexpensive as possible. So I'm trying to figure out where I can source the supplies. It seems like the most expensive parts of this are going to be the box to ship it and the shipping cost itself. But right now I'm hovering right around $20. So don't say anything yet. As soon as I have this all put together, I will do a separate post or put it on my Facebook page. But the information for anything I use today, as well as linking to my Facebook page so that you're notified of the other things I do, will be in the description area below. So Diane, congratulations. The other thing I want to talk about real quick, I'm sorry I'm rambling, but I have been getting things sent to me lately, which I hadn't had in the last almost 3 years I've been on YouTube. And a couple people had put their names and asked not to be announced, and a couple of you sent me things that were completely anonymous and unbelievably generous. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. I love getting notes from you guys. You don't have to send me any gifts, but I certainly appreciate the notes and hearing how my videos and the things I've shared with you have impacted you. So if you would like to send me some sort of a pen pal note, I have my P.O. box in the description below. And again, I just love getting to know you guys and finding out that I have a whole new family of friends out there. So I'll stop babbling now, but I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and I will see you in 2 days. Bye.